Saudi Arabia follows slave culture. There's a lot of difference between a slave and an employee. No human being can be a slave. That before going to a new place, one should get all the information about that place and especially learn the language. This movie teaches us that we should value our place, our surroundings, our people. We can know that how precious water is. The way people waste water, that there are places on this earth where people have no water. Hello viewers, The Goat Life is a film based on a real life story. This film is based on those people who go to Saudi Arabia in search of work. Saudi Arabia is a country where it is mostly desert and water is the most precious thing there. That is, it is very difficult to get water there. The story of the film tells that two Malayali people go to Saudi Arabia from India to work as a helper. But after reaching there, they are picked up by some wrong person. And because of the unknown language, they do not understand this. Later they came to know that they have been trapped as bonded laborers. That means those people will now work there like slaves. Both of them are made to work at different locations. One of them is named Najib, who is the hero of this movie. Najib tries very hard to escape from there, but his boss does not let him escape. There he had to do the work of caring of sheep, goats and camels and milking them. Everywhere there was desert and there was limited water which was for the sheep and camels to drink. Najib drank that same water. For food also he got only dry bread which he had to eat with water. Najib spent almost 3 years in such conditions. Najib had lost all the hopes of going home. But by God's grace, Najib met his old friend who was at different location. He told him that he knew a man named Ibrahim who knew many routes to the desert and could let them reach the road. One day, the three of the men set out for the road when they got a chance, but they did not take the water with them. On the way, they had to face a lot of difficulties for water, and because of that, Najib's friend died. Now, only Najib and Ibrahim were left. Najib also started feeling that he was going to die, but by chance he found water somewhere and Najib reached the road. But surprisingly, Ibrahim disappeared somewhere. After that, Najib reached his people with the help of someone and got an outpass to move out from Saudi. Najib could not believe that he was alive and going to his home. This desert had made Najib a different person who was not same as the previous Najib. This story is not of one person but of thousands of people who went to Saudi and got lost in the desert. Najib was the lucky person who came out of the desert alive, and because of him, this story came in front of everyone. If we do the positive analysis of the movie, this movie teaches us that we should value our place, our surroundings, our people, and we should try not to go too far from our country and family to earn money. Najib had a lot of facilities in India, but after going to Saudi, he realized that living in India is no less than heaven. If we understand this thing deeply, when we see sorrow, only then we can feel the happiness. And Najib had seen the hell. If we talk about this movie gives competition to Hollywood movies. You will not able to recognize that you are watching a Hollywood movie or a Bollywood movie. It can definitely be selected for Oscar. This movie is made in about 16 years, for which both director and actor have worked very hard. It's actor Prithviraj who has lost 31 kgs of weight for this film, which is also visible very well on the screen. The actor has given his 100% to justify his role, and that's why movie feels like real. The next positive point which we can get from this movie is that we can know that how precious water is. The way people waste water, that there are places on this earth where people have no water. That is why everyone should value water, especially drinking water. In this movie, it is shown that a person named Ibrahim helped Najib. Ibrahim showed the road to Najib and helped him to be in the right direction. Because of that, Najib's faith in God was restored. So this is also a positive point in this movie. One more positive thing which is seen in the movie is Najib was earlier very interested in eating non-vegetarian food, like the flesh of camel or the flesh of goat, etc. But when he stayed with goats and camels, then he realized their emotions and he came to know that they too are living beings who understand everything. They too have feelings inside them. After seeing these emotions, Najib stopped eating flesh of animals. Those people who are insensitive and eat flesh of animals, they should also understand that animals are not a food item. They too have a soul and they too can feel happiness and sorrow like us. the way Najib was exploited by his owner, in the same way humans exploit animals. And as they stop benefiting from them, they kill them. Someone has rightly said that human being is the most dangerous animal on this earth. If we do this negative analysis, Saudi Arabia follows slave culture. It means people coming from outside, whether they are educated or uneducated, people of Saudi Arabia think them as slaves. Labor laws are not strictly followed there. The working conditions there are also very bad. Mostly it is all desert. These kind of conditions harm people emotionally and financially. There's a lot of difference between a slave and an employee. No human being can be a slave. It is better to do some work in one's own country than going to such a country. If we do the stupidity analysis, then we can learn from this movie that before going to a new place, one should get all the information about that place and especially learn the language. And the second stupidity is that Najib should have tried to find work in his own area. He should not have gone to the opposite environment. If we do the spiritual analysis, Saudi Arabia follows a slave culture. People who have this kind of mentality keep on enhancing their ego, and this increasing ego means going into the lower consciousness. That means, along with anger, greed will also increase in them, and they will become more materialistic. Lower consciousness means getting caught by worldly matters. You can like, share, and subscribe our channel. Thank you.